Hello everyone! Throughout the Stargate series, there's been a lot of different storylines and questions that were never answered, and the one that always caught my attention is the Alliance of the Four Races, which is made up of the Ancients, the Asgard, the Furlings, and the Nox. What I want to know is why didn't the Alliance of the Four Races, or more specifically the Asgard, help the Ancients fight off the Wraith? To figure out this answer, we have to look at the relationships, timelines, and the priorities of these advanced civilizations to help explain their lack of involvement. Now let's review where both of these factions were located during this time. The Ancients and the Asgard, while both advanced species, operated largely in separate regions of the universe during this period of time. The Ancients were active in the Pegasus galaxy, whereas the Asgard were based in the Ida galaxy, focusing on their own efforts. By the time the Ancients started fighting the Wraith in the Pegasus galaxy, their ties with the other major civilizations in the Stargate universe, including the Asgard, were likely weakened or non-existent. The Great Alliance, which made up of the most advanced races, was largely dissolved. Some fans speculated that the reason why the Alliance broke apart stemmed from the Great AI War, which started when the Furling AI turned against them, causing a war which eventually fractured the Alliance. Of course, this piece of Stargate lore is not canon, but there was definitely a great divide which led to the Great Alliance to separate. With the separation of the Alliance, the different factions started to isolate themselves, and it wasn't long until the Ancients and the Asgard started spending a great portion of their time in different galaxies. While the Nox were already isolationists and pacifists, it wasn't much of a change for them. And when it came to the Furlings, we have no idea. Next, let's review what happened to the Asgard during this time. The Asgard were embroiled in their own crisis during the time the Ancients were at war with the Wraith. They were dealing with genetic degradation due to thousands of years of cloning, which led to them losing the ability to reproduce. The search to save themselves led to disagreement on the correct way to proceed. The Asgard government wanted to stay ethical through their research, while another Asgard faction called the Veneer wanted to use any means necessary to save themselves. This crisis put blinders on the Asgard people for many other issues that occurred outside their galaxy. Of course, this war was probably kept a secret or heavily minimized due to the Ancients' philosophy. The Ancients' philosophical outlook likely played a significant role in their lack of assistance. The Ancients adhered to a non-interference policy, particularly after ascending. Even before ascending, they often refrained from forging alliances or relying on others, preferring to solve their problems independently. This attitude could have led them to avoid seeking help from the Asgard or other advanced species, even in the face of the Wraith's growing power. Furthermore, the Ancients may have viewed their conflict with the Wraith as their own responsibility. Their actions in seeding life in the Pegasus galaxy and experimenting with ascending or other life led to the emergence of the Wraith. This sense of responsibility in their own actions could have reinforced their belief that this was their battle to fight alone. Of course, even if the Ancients requested Asgard help, would the Asgard be enough to defeat the Wraith? The Ancients were far more technologically superior, and the main reason why they were losing did not stem from their tech ability, but from being outnumbered. The only way the Asgard could be helpful is by agreeing to increase their cloning production to help fight off the Wraith's growing army. Besides the Ancients' philosophy holding them back from asking the Asgard for help, another reason for the lack of concern is that the Wraith is contained in the Pegasus galaxy. The Wraith pose a significant threat to the Ancients in the Pegasus galaxy, but nowhere else, which is the reason why the Ancients fled. The Wraith lacked the technology to leave their own galaxy, which minimizes them as a threat to any of the major factions within the Stargate universe. The regional containment may have influenced the Ancients' decision not to request for help, and if the Asgard eventually learned about the Wraith, they probably wouldn't be too concerned at the time, since the threat was already contained. From their perspective, the Wraith are a localized problem, and it didn't make any sense for them to waste their resources on a potential enemy that they couldn't reach. In conclusion, the Asgard's lack of involvement in the Ancients' war against the Wraith is best understood as a combination of practical constraints, philosophical differences, and galactic separation. The Asgard were preoccupied with their own survival, while the Ancients' self-resilience precluded seeking external help. These factors shows the complexity of interstellar politics in the Stargate universe, underscoring the idea that even advanced civilizations face limits in their ability to act across the vast Stargate universe and against all threats. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe, and also click on the notification button to keep yourself updated with my channel. For more sci-fi content, then please check out these other two videos, my socials, and my newsletter getting array of sci-fi information on a weekly basis. Thank you for watching Utopian Broadcast, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Thank you.